I'm going to start with the potatoes. These are red skin potatoes. I'm going to be boiling them whole until they're fork tender. My steak Chicana is inspired by my father. He used to cook it for us whenever he could on his days off, for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. When it was cooking up, it smelled so good. Eating it with some potatoes, it was just amazing. I'm taking some shortcuts and I'm doing my take on it. This is not exactly how he makes it because usually it would be from scratch. And I'm taking some shortcuts. I'm not going to be cubing my steak up. I'm leaving it whole. And I just came up with a way that I like to do it in my own home, but it is inspired by his original recipe. So let's get cooking. Start by spraying my pan with some pan spray. I'm using olive oil. Red bell pepper. This is about a half of a big bell pepper chopped up. You can use green if you like. 1/2 of a medium purple onion chopped up. It's going in. I'm going to saute these a bit before adding the steak and the garlic. Now that these are softened up a bit, I'm going to push them to the side of the pan. I'm going to add my steak. This is a New York thick cut steak. I already seasoned this side with just some sea salt and pepper. I'm going to put that face down and then I'm going to season this side. Just season everything in the pan with some sea salt, black pepper, and now I'm going to add my 2 medium cloves of garlic. I chopped them and just toss them in the pan. You want to make sure you toss and turn your peppers and your garlic on the side while you get a good sear on your steak. You do not want it to cook too fast, so you want to get that nice crispy sear, flip it, sear that side, and then we're going to add our can of stewed tomatoes. Now that I flipped my steak, I seared it a bit on the bottom. I don't want to overcook it, so I'm going to go ahead and deglaze the pan with a bit of beer. This is probably going to be maybe 1/4 cup. It's just enough to deglaze everything and get all those crispy bits and everything off the bottom. And this does make a difference because for some reason it just turns out really tender, and I've done it without it before, and this does make a bit of difference. So go for it. Now that I deglazed my pan, I'm going to add my 14.5 ounce can of SW Premium Stewed Mexican Recipe tomatoes. I'm going to add a bit of sea salt, black pepper, and just give this a mix. Take my steak, flip it over, just kind of move it around a bit, and mix all this up. Now that my steak Chicano is nice and boiling, I'm going to turn the heat down because it's done. You don't want to overcook it. So what you want to do is sear both sides as fast as you can. Toss and turn your bell pepper and your onions while you're doing that, and then add your stewed tomatoes, and then just let it cook up a bit and everything get warm, and you're good to go. Add my potatoes to the pan. They're at room temperature, so they're already boiled and cooked once again. So they're just going to warm up in the pan. Move it to the side, and now I'm going to add my eggs. Add some sea salt to the egg, some cracked black pepper, and we are going to cover this on a medium heat. All right, we're done and ready to plate. It looks so delicious. Get your tortillas, flour or corn, and get ready to dip it into some goodness. You have your steak, your potatoes, your eggs right here smothered in this goodness. This is my take on steak Chicana. It's really, really good. Try it out. You're going to love it, and I'll see you in my next video. Testing 1, 2, 3. It's time to make some grub.